Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are back once again. The second half of the season begins now after All-Star break. The Big Three show back in effect. Big up to man like Chino, who will be coming in later. Man like CM, who is here now. How you doing, my bro? How you doing? How you feeling? How you living?
It's been too long. Big up yourself, bro, man. Big up Chino. Big up to everybody that's gonna be in the comments and interacting, man. The big three are back. It's time to tune back into some basketball, and we have some things to speak about today or tonight.
For sure, for sure. But before we do that, people, make sure you're hitting that like button, subscribe button as well if you're new. Jump in here in the comments as well when you come in so that we can chat and interact with you as well. And let's get into it, man. Look, so just fresh off of a All-Star break, we got to review the weekend because some things have happened. Like there's been a change in format of the All-Star game. But there once again has been a lot of complaints from the viewers, from the pundits, and even some current players about everything that's gone on within the All-Star weekend. So I'm gonna start here. Like, I have no issue with the celebrity game, because the celebrity game, it's a bit of fun.
Yeah.
It's there for the fans, and especially now with the rise in streaming, you're gonna get yourself a Kai Cenat and a Drewski, and it's gonna be fun, right? So I have no issue with that. It's when we get to night 2, and that's when the problems begin. So we have the skills challenge, which I want to just share this clip, because this was pretty funny to me. I want to share this clip real quick. That was Chris Paul and Wembenyama cheating, through their through their skills challenge because they were trying to hack it. Fair play, but they got disqualified eventually. So the question I ask is, to start off with, is should we replace the skills challenge with a 1v1 competition, which is something that's been thrown about over the based on this conversation that we've been having about the All-Star weekend?
That's it. That's an interesting thing, because I always thought the thing with bringing in new things like a 1v1 tournament, and I feel like a 1v1 tournament is in such high demand right now. But would that replace the skills challenge, or would it replace the All-Star game? Because here's the thing: you could have a 1v1 tournament that essentially takes up that slot of All-Star Sunday, because we've seen it now for a few years, right? Multiple changes to the All-Star game. Some have worked out initially, like in the 2020 All-Star game, I feel like, where in the finals, that dying embers of the matchup, it got really competitive and everybody loved it. Everybody was ranting and raving about it because it was the most defense they had seen in a long time when we're speaking about the 2010s and onwards. But to be honest, there are a lot of inconsistencies when it comes to the All-Star game. And I feel like a part of that is due to the product of basketball we are used to watching nowadays, when we're talking about the 3-point era, the boom of the 3-pointer, and how prevalent it has become. Even today in the 2020s, we're looking at a model of basketball where teams are looking at statistics, and analytics more than anything, more than of any era before. And they're looking at the 3-point shot as the most efficient shot on the basketball court in comparison to the mid-range inside the paint. So, where in the past there would have been a whole load of dunks, and I believe there was an All-Star game where there was a record amount of dunks in the game.
Yeah.
Now we're getting 3-pointers, we're getting fast break dunks that are, uncontested. One moment that screams out to me is, remember when Giannis was driving down the lane and Steph just laid down?
Yeah.
Like that's what the All-Star game is. You're gonna have moments where people are gonna chuckle from here and there, but you're not gonna see a competitive game of basketball for the full 48 minutes or for however long because even in this game, was there 40 minutes of basketball played, I think, in total?
I think in total, yeah, because it was just like
Yeah.
the way they changed it was with having every game was settled by 40. So first team to 40, they win, right? And
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah. So I think Adam Silver's found himself in a conundrum because he's trying all of these different things, and to be fair, it's him, it's the entire decision makers regarding this All-Star weekend. So you're trying to make all of these changes, and it's like trial and error,
Mm,
but it's not necessarily working because the core of the issue is trying to get the players motivated
mm,
to at least put out a decent product during All-Star weekend. And I don't think we're at a point right now, and I don't know when we'll ever find a reason, or the players will ever find a reason to find that intrinsic motivation to at least put on a decent product. And I'm not expecting these guys to do a full intensity regular season game or a playoff level fixture, because at the end of the day, All-Star weekend is a celebration of the best players up to that point of the season playing against each other, playing together, teaming up, and showcasing why they deserve to be an all-star for that particular season.
mm.
But I think as a fan, or me personally speaking, I do want to see a game where from time to time we see, small pockets of intensity, small pockets of competitiveness, because it is in them. In a
Yeah.
regular season game, it's instilled in them. So how do you get that out of the players? I don't know. I don't understand how. People keep on saying financials, give them money. But
Mm,
is money always the answer? I feel like the more money that goes into things creates bigger issues
yeah,
sometimes
it's true.
down the line. And yeah, it's a difficult one regarding the skills challenge. I feel like that maybe the dunk contest, sometimes when we're used to seeing something for so long, it becomes stale.
Mhm,
And you either make changes to it or you get rid of it overall because it's run its course.
mm.
And maybe for something like the skills challenge, that has run its course. And now it's time to bring in something fresh. Like you said, the 1v1 tournament, where people will be able to see something that they've been demanding, and it brings a bit of authenticity to All-Star weekend in terms of that street feel to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the thing about it is, like, look, bro, I think you've summarized a lot of what we would discuss around this year. But let me come in with a few points of my own, right? So it's like with this the skills challenge being replaced, I think like you look at the way Wemby and Chris Paul have basically decided we're gonna hack this thing, right? And like just a side note on that, I think that is so hilarious that Chris Paul has taken him under his wing and trying
Yeah.
to turn him into like a very quick, sharp-minded kind of let me hack every
Mhm.
single thing I can on the court. But I think with the way that they've been playing the basketball, the skills challenge, I think that has run its course at this point, right? So
Mm.
replacing it with a 1v1 tournament where we get to see two stars. I hope it would be two stars who are very, very good in isolation situations to go 1v1, put a timer on it, maybe have a points system where it's first to X or first to 10 or something like that, where you're bringing out competitiveness, you're getting two stars on show who are really showcasing their skills and their handles, like and their ability to score, right? It would be nice if they could do something like that, or have like a, and then obviously the way they'll have to do it would be potentially like guards versus guards, kind of like a big versus big type of
Mhm.
situation, just so it's fair, right? And that replacing the skills challenge would be something that I would like to see. And once like you said about what should be the motivation behind it, should just be about competing with the best, right? So if we move on to like the actual All Star game, I actually like the format. Like I think it's a great format, a little mini tournament where teams have to battle it out until they have to get to an All Star game. Now, I hear the criticism that like Draymond had on the broadcast where he was like, it's not fair that someone has earned their way onto All Star and then they're having to battle against a team of rookies and second year guys essentially to get to the All Star game, right? Which
Mm.
that's an interesting one for me, right? I feel like that young team, the Rising Stars team that Candace Parker was like kind of coaching, that took on Shaq's team, the OGs, in the semi-final. There was competitiveness there because the OGs didn't want to lose to the young guys, the young guys really wanted to showcase that they were good enough to be here. So there was that level of competitiveness. However, I feel sorry for the guys that and somebody had this idea where instead of having the Rising Stars team, why don't we get an all-star snub team? So guys who just missed out, they now form a team and they take on a team to be able to basically take the right to potentially win a spot in the actual all-star game at the end of the tournament and then face off against whoever the other came out on the other side. That would be interesting. That could bring competitiveness, in my opinion. I think that's a great idea. Do you know what I mean? So I mean, what's your thoughts on that, bro?
That's interesting, you know, an all-star snub team.
Mm.
There are a lot of questions that spring into my mind when I think about it because of the discourse that always happens around the all-star selections. You know, instantly everybody's speaking about this guy should have been an all-star, this guy should have been an all-star. And my biggest question to that is, what do you want to turn all-star weekend into? Because you know you have the young rising stars who are kind of incorporated into that now, and I think like you said, a lot of people kind of had a problem with it because the Rising Stars is separate to the All-Star game. The Rising Stars game is a showcase of tomorrow's talent, tomorrow's biggest stars in the NBA, or at least how you would like to see them in the moment. These are the guys that are going to be spearheading the future of the National Basketball Association, whereas they're now involved in the process of, you know, being in a competition to try and get to that final All-Star game. All-Star snubs for me is almost like a, how should I say this? I feel like that would be a heavily social media driven thing. And if that's the case, maybe we are going to see All-Star Weekend move into the direction of, you know, being more social media focused, whereas it's going to be centered around stories and the headlines and drama and trying to get the views and the clips on social media, because that's the first thing that springs to my mind when I hear All-Star snub. Because the reason why all of the media companies bring it out initially is because they know on Twitter, they know on Instagram, they know on YouTube, people are going to be speaking about it. They know on ESPN, Fox Sports, whatever channel, they're going to be speaking about who should have been an all-star, who shouldn't have been an all-star. It's like one of the biggest talking points before the game even happened was LeBron saying before the game, I can't play because of ankle soreness. And they ran with that headline for hours because they were talking about somebody else should have got the opportunity to be in the All-Star game. Somebody else should have got the opportunity. That's what it's all about. The people that were left behind. And it is an interesting prospect. But the biggest thing in my mind is a question to Adam Silver, a question to people in the comments, and you, bro. What should NBA All-Star Weekend turn into? Because from like Draymond's perspective, I feel like he believes All-Star Weekend and being an NBA All-Star is sacred. Like there should be protection of an NBA All-Star and the NBA All-Star game. You shouldn't allow it to be infiltrated by people per se who haven't earned the right to be in the All-Star game. So do you take the side of those hardcore players who are kind of don't want to see change? They want to see the traditional style of being an all-star upheld, or do you dive deeper into the side of media? Go all the way there because you had your Mr. Beast there. You speak about the celebrity.
Let me not even speak about that. But you know, if you finish,
yeah. You had the Mr. Beast thing there. Obviously, the celebrities they're invited in. So are you gonna go all the way now and you're gonna say, look, social media is gonna drive this. The media is gonna drive this even more, and we're gonna try our very best to make sure we get clips that are in the millions and millions and millions on TikTok, on YouTube Shorts. You know, YouTube when you're putting up the full length videos and so forth. Are we gonna dive even deeper into that and just make the All-Star game a celebration of basketball, not just all-stars, a celebration of the NBA, and what the NBA can do with not just the inside sources, but the outside sources as well.
Yeah, look, bro, more good points, right? Because look, if I speak about the weekend in its entirety now, right? Like, so once again, I agree with you on the fact that where we're going, where we're trending is going to be very social media heavy, right? Regardless of whether we like it or not, because that's the world we're in right now. So you mentioned something like Mr. Beast, right? I don't know, me personally, I don't watch his content. I don't know what he does. All I know is he has a lot of money. Okay, that's all I know, right? So they decided, okay, we're gonna do a fan interaction thing. You know, usually fans can go onto the court halftime if they're, you know, whatever team they go to, they go and do a half court heave, and potentially win a prize, whatever it may be. So they said, okay, this kid is gonna go and do this half court heave, but not half court heave, but with Dame, okay, for 100K. And I was sitting there on the stream and I was just like, why are we doing all these theatrics, right? Where this kid, God bless him, but he's not good. If Dame decided I'm locked in, Dame will make all three of them this finish. You won't score. Even Dame was purposely missing. You could tell he didn't care to be there. Okay. The kid, they were about to go to commercial, and the kid made the shot. Right? They gave, and he made the shot. And I was like, so if the kid came here, did all this, came with the family and all of this, and the kid didn't make anything, you weren't going to give him the money. Like, they shouldn't have done all the theatrics. They should have just said, you know what, we're going to do something nice, you know, to give some money to somebody who's less fortunate, give them do a little mini ceremony and just end it. We didn't need Mr. Beast or even Dame to be doing all the theatrics to then they threw the kid in a bucket full of cash, and then it was all madness, man. And the thing I didn't like as well, the other thing I didn't like about this thing was Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart was there as the MC the whole time. You seen the clip with Shay and you talking to Shay, and Shay was just like, please go. Like, I didn't like it. I didn't like that. Like, it was so annoying for that part. And then also in the middle of the All-Star game, we had a halftime performance, right? Which I didn't understand. We didn't need it because the games are so short, right? And also, there was inside the NBA got their, you know, like little celebration, tribute. Sorry, you know, and fine, they needed a tribute, right? Because it's the last time I think they'll be covering the All-Star game as a group together or on TNT or whatever, right? So fine, you give them the tribute, but don't do it in the middle of the game. Kevin Hart was doing all this nonsense, giving them fishing rods and stuff like that. I'm just like, come on, man. Like, we don't need all of this. You're ruining the product. Like, this is the reason why people don't want to tune in, is because they're fed up with all of this. Too many commercials and too many breaks. They just want to get to the game. I seen a clip of Jaylen Brown saying, like, everyone just get them off here. We want to just play. Like, it's just annoying. Hey, man, like Chino in the building. What are you saying?
Chino.
Hey, Chino's before he comes back.
No, I was eating my grape. I didn't want to interrupt, so I came in and mute, let you talk, get your shit off.
Hey,
eating grape, bro.
Big up Chino, man.
Big up Chino, bro.
Hey, big up CM, big up Rolling.
Come on. All right, let's get into these comments.
Hey, big up CM, big up Momsy for me, man. She messaged me the other day, man. Shout out to Nick.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Always. Hey, bro, I'm not gonna lie. Mine just here, bro, so mine don't get fined because I'm not watching no basketball this season. My team is trash, bro.
Let's get into the comments, bro.
Pat Riley, listen real quick, bro. Listen real quick. Pat Riley said that Andrew Wiggins made him get hard, bro. What?
Yeah, pause. No.
Huh?
Pause.
Huh?
Pause.
Bro, wait, whoa, why?
No.
Why?
No.
Bro, listen. Mine was in the press conference talking about the trio of Andrew Wiggins, Davion Mitchell, and that dude with that weird set shot, because that's not a jump shot. Kyle Anderson, bro. Man said them three, the defense that them three is gonna bring, got him hard, bro. Listen. Listen. Go ahead, Roland. Let the show continue, bro.
All right. Let me get to these comments. big up to man like and then he said Man United has these two criminals in hiding. See, look, you see, I know my team's 15th, but it's calm, innit? Like I'm chilled, bro. Like there's content coming. I don't have much to say, but there's content coming. CM has been here. He ain't hiding. He's here. He's on these YouTube streets, bro. He's on these YouTube streets, bro. He's outside. He's outside, bro. Please. But wait, hold on. You're ducking smoke though, because Chelsea. Their fans are moving crazy against Maresca, but we'll let you sit over there. We'll let you big out yourself.
Where have you been?
All right, big up to man like
Yankee. You remember when Chelsea fans went on their head top and was twerking? Jadon Sancho, Man United give us their best winger.
That we told you, we did tell you, we knew what it was. We told you. Yank saying that Sabonis should have been an all-star. Man said an all-time robbery. There's a few guys that you could have said could have been an all-star. Norman Powell with the Clippers. He's had a great year.
Bam should have been an all-star.
Bam should have been an all-star.
No, shut up, Roland. That's how I know you're not watching no basketball. Bam.
Man's been trash, bro. I know. I've been saying it. He's been trash because he's with Asia.
Bro.
He's with Asia right now.
Huh?
Mr. Wilson, bro.
Oh, I don't know. My service is bad.
Mr. Asia Wilson, bro. That's who he is right now. He said, how do you not pick a guy who's 20, 14, and 66? Boy, crazy. One of two people ever never to not get in, averaging 20, 10, and 6. That's kind of crazy. He's saying that. He's saying that you want it to be more competitive, make it so you make money if you win it. But how much money do they want? This is what CM was saying earlier. It's like if you keep throwing money at the thing, it's like, are they going to be more competitive? I don't think so. Like
I think part of the problem is the fact that they earn so much money. Yeah, and this is not me saying they don't deserve it. Damn right, they deserve to earn the money that they. So when we turn this conversation and that's what you're alluding to, bro. When we turn this money into when we turn this conversation into money, give them more money. That's the problem. It shouldn't need to be that way.
That's it. Like I don't think money is the issue though. Do you know what I mean? I feel like for something like the 1v1, so somebody said that the 1v1 competition, they should make it like the sort of winner gets $1 million. I'm like, cool, like, because I mean, like, what was interesting, when they introduced that in-season tournament, for example, right? Yeah. Everybody gets money for winning that. It really helps the guys that are on two ways and rookies because they're not earning the kind of money that the big stars are. So it's like, fine, I get that. That's an incentive for you to go harder for them, right? As a team. But in this kind of like a scenario where it's only the all-stars, so it's generally going to be guys that are the best in basketball. Generally, right, that get into that position, they already get paid millions and tens of millions, like some of them hundreds of millions. Like they're not going to really want that. Like they're not going to really. It's not really going to help them. Like how much more money is the NBA going to really give them? Do you know what I mean? It's just a bit.
Crap the dunk contest, bro. That is trash.
Yeah,
I'm tired of seeing that little short boy.
Question.
McLennan,
Matt McClung. Question, right, on the dunk contest. Should the stars, right? And I'm talking about, well, I don't want to say stars because not all the stars are good dunkers. Should the big name good dunkers be competing in the dunk contest? Because after the dunk contest happened, obviously everybody was like, they once again kind of like two minds. Matt McClung come out with a few big time dunks that were just kind of a bit outrageous, right? And it was like Jars come out saying that he'll do it if AG and Zach LaVine do it. Giannis said he would do it, which I think he was trolling. I don't think he'd actually do it.
Yeah.
But then we've got guys like Zion who he's one of them kind of big time dunkers. Like, should those guys be competing together, or should we just give it to the YouTubers, the guys that the content creators that can dunk? Like, should we just let them do it?
Chino, let them know, man. Let them know. I know Chino's got something for this. He has to.
Oh, I would have loved to seen the Ja and the dude in New Orleans who probably won't be there after this season. I mean, Ja probably won't be in Memphis after this season. I would love to see them two in there. Definitely Zion and Ja. Um, yeah, I'm tired of the YouTubers, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think just like the celebrity all star game, give people like McLennan and them a celebrity dunk contest, bro. Like, and put some real hooping dunkers, bro. Like, it's no substance in it, bro. It's just, and you know what? And to be honest, bro, you know when it died, I'm not even gonna lie. As a D Wade fan, I think it was that year when he didn't give AG the 10. After
Mm.
that year, I think it died. It just it just died. And then but go ahead, CM.
Can I ask you guys a question? What if they did a hybrid dunk contest? So they had a mix of NBA G leaguers with like the street dunkers,
That would be fun.
professional street dunkers.
Yeah.
Because I feel like sometimes you gotta push these players' buttons in a way where it's like if you're seeing somebody outside of this NBA bubble and outside of this NBA space coming in and doing crazy things and taking their product by storm, there's gonna be a sense of pride, or you'd think there'll be a sense of pride to kick in and say, hold on a second, we need to take back what is ours.
Mm.
And I feel like if you bring in those professional street dunkers, they're gonna give some of these NBA players a run for their money because they're gonna bring in a level of innovation and creativity that it's hard to find when it comes to All-Star Weekend dunk contests and stuff like that. So would you do it? Would you want to see it?
I'm not gonna lie. The product is watered down, bro. Like the dope is stepped on, bro. Too much baking soda, bro. Ever since my guy died. What's his name? What was the old commissioner name?
David Stern.
Yeah, bro. Like, what's his name? Roland Twin Brother is too nice, bro.
Chill.
Adam Silver is too nice. The product is the product is watered.
Hey, chill, bro.
Watered down,
You
bro.
chill, bro. Hey, chill.
I'm sorry.
All right. To answer your question, CM, yeah, I feel like there's two things in my mind. I feel like those YouTubers being in that position where they can be on that stage in front of millions, across the world to watch that dunk contest would easily push whoever they compete with as an NBA player. The competitive levels will be high. There'll be a lot more ideas. We'll see a lot more spectacular dunks. Fine, I have no issue with that. I think the issue comes from the NBA teams not allowing some of their star players to be in them kind of positions, right? Where they could potentially injure themselves for something that's supposed to be, not necessarily competitive. It's supposed to be fun and entertaining for us, the fans. So I see somebody say something interesting, right? Mac McClung, some spectacular dunks. He's not a actual NBA player. He's still a two-way guy playing in the G League. He's still trying to earn his spot on the roster wherever he's at. So he has the time, and there's less liability with him practicing those dunks. Because I've seen him practicing them. He's bringing in cars into like a little training facility, and he's doing those dunks so that he can be ready for the dunk contest. I don't think, now in today's NBA, because maybe 10 years ago, right? It's fine. I don't think the NBA teams would have an issue. Now, in today's NBA, with how quickly your career can go like that, just as off of one injury, you land a little bit differently, and now your star player is basically finished. I don't think they want to risk. I don't think they want to risk it.
And also, you got to look at like 10 years ago. The money is not what the money is today.
Yeah. Like, I don't think they want to risk that. Like
it's like I'm investing. Like John next contract about to be over 300. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
and that's another thing, right? Joe comes out on socials and says like I might have to jump in. Earlier in the season, he said that he's gonna stop dunking. He's gonna slow down. So which one is it? You know what I mean? This is why we can't take these guys seriously
but
because
some
you
of
have
them
guys
just
like
want the attention, though, bro.
yeah,
Yeah,
you have guys like Giannis coming out. And like I'm not being funny, but you're not a dunk contest guy, bro.
Right, yeah, like I don't know what he's gonna come and do. That's why I said he was trolling when he said that. Yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting. I wonder how they're gonna fix that because
Giannis got to be all three of Giannis dunk could be taken off from the free throw line.
A free steps from half court and launch.
And he about to be traveling doing it anyway.
Anyway, let's move on. All right. New topic. Now this is an interesting one. So obviously the Lakers lose 197 to the Hornets last night as we return from All-Star break with the first game. LaMelo putting up 27, 5, and 6 as they win. LeBron missing two opportunities at game tying threes towards the end of the game. So I got a question.
Why call him LeBron? Why didn't you call him LeBrick?
Hey, let me not start this because they've been getting onto LeBron after this whole All-Star thing, but they've been getting onto him.
Yeah.
But on socials, if you've not been seeing it, it's nuts. But my question is about Luka. How do you guys feel like? Because there's only been a few games, only maybe 2 or 3 games since the trade. How do you think the trade has gone so far for Luka landing in LA? That's the first question I have.
Bro's in shock, man. He's you know what? Sometimes when it's a situation where, and especially Luka, like we're speaking about one of the biggest trades of not just the decade, multiple decades, in the modern era of the NBA, and the Lakers they're a strange team. Because we're speaking about maximizing. Whenever you bring in the next star, you have to speak about maximizing their skill set in LA and the pressure that comes with that. And Luka's no different. He's gonna have to find a way to coexist with his teammates, including LeBron James, where no doubt if he ends up establishing himself there and re-signing with LA, they're going to be speaking about how it needs to be Luka's team, much like they did with AD, and we know how that worked out. But, like following the trade, there was a lot of kind of scrutiny put on his head top coming from the Dallas Mavericks organization to try and justify the reason why they didn't feel like he was the star they wanted moving forwards, or at least in the near future as they want to contend for a championship. So it's important that he keeps his head down and he works and he continues to work, because you can quickly find yourself at a point of your career where the narrative changes. And we see it with every single superstar. We saw it with LeBron James before he won a championship, and what went down against Dallas all them years ago in Miami. We've seen it with so many. We saw it with Dirk when he wasn't able to get over the hump in the Western Conference. All them years. For example, so many different examples of superstars and the narrative changing through the media, and with social media, it becomes even more prevalent nowadays. So I wouldn't be too concerned if we see these struggles from Luka Doncic initially, because it's a big trade, a lot of shock, a lot of needing to get used to the new situation after literally being in Dallas for multiple years. That being your team now, you have to get used to a new situation, just like that, by the snap of your fingers. So I wouldn't be too concerned per se, but at the same time, whenever I look at the Lakers, right, you see LeBron, you see Luka,
Right.
and everybody says,
real quick, CM.
What are you saying, bro?
Real quick, is because you said something. I have a question for you, man. Do you mind think with the AD trade, right? Like everybody's surprised about it, right? Like the whole world is shocked. And we know Dallas GM initiated it and blah, blah, blah. But do you think Rob Pelinka had a talk with JJ? And JJ is like, yes, yes. I mean, because JJ is a hoop head. Like, he's been studying the basket. Like, he just retired recently. And JJ loved the game as a fan. Like, JJ Redick is a fan of the game. And he's a big Luka Doncic fan. Do you think JJ is like, yeah, I'm ready to get rid of AD, bring that Luka in. I could do more with Luka than I can do with AD. Did you think JJ Redick had a part to play in like the yes for the Lakers going to do that trade? Or what do you man think?
I don't know. I don't think so, because by the sounds of what was reported at the time, and I guess we take that with a pinch of salt, it seems like it was kind of a more so a one-to-one thing where and they all even reported on the GM of the Mavericks and Rob Pelinka's relationship over the years, going back to Rob Pelinka being an agent, a player agent for Kobe, for example. So I don't know if that relationship resulted in a level of trust being at the negotiation table, and maybe that was the reason why. And we know about Nico Harrison, his like kind of the things that the Mavericks organization were trying to put out about Luka, essentially, which I call total BS on. But yeah,
I can't believe whoever within that organization pushed the button on releasing that news is nasty, because it's real nasty. But let me just jump in here just to answer Chino's question, and then I'll let you get back to CM. So I don't think he was involved in the process in terms of saying yes, because it would have to be on both sides, isn't it? Right? Because Jason Kidd didn't know that this trade was about to happen when it happened. So you saw in the press conference afterwards, the guy was looking like he was also very shocked. Like, why am I sitting here right now? Do you know what I mean? Next to the GM. So whilst I get what you're saying, Chino, that like I think he would have loved the idea if it was pitched to him. I don't think he had a say so in saying yes. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things where, like CM said, it was a very much one-to-one thing between the two. That one I can definitely believe, because apparently they met in a coffee shop, because they have that close relationship from all that years of working together. They met in a coffee shop. Man pitched the idea to him, and he said, "Yeah, I can see that for the future of my franchise." Yep. And then for him, he's already made the plan and thinks that AD is the guy with their current group, can help them get over the hump after last year's disappointment in the finals. But yeah, I'll let you get back to CM.
Okay. Oh yeah. Here's what I was saying about Luka. Damn, I lost my train of thought.
So just to recap, yeah. So we're speaking about him settling in as a Laker.
Yeah.
And it's gonna take some time and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think when it comes to the Lakers, this is what I was gonna say. When it comes to the Lakers, we look at the stars, right? Always look at the stars in LA. You got Luka, you got LeBron. But I'm thinking about the team that's around them. They weren't a good team with AD in the equation, with LeBron and AD in the equation. They were nowhere near championship level. They haven't been anywhere near championship level in the last few years, even with small tweaks to the roster and trades here and there. And I don't think they're any closer with Luka. So for them, it's a long-term project again. And you whether they like it or not, they're gonna have to reset. They're just lucky enough to have, have is a permanent thing. They don't have him yet, because he has to decide. Luka still has to decide where his future lies, essentially. And I think today the stories were coming out in basically the pressure being on LA in needing to convince him that long term he should be a Laker. Otherwise, maybe Luka ventures out if things don't work out, and then the Lakers are in some deep trouble.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. So I think, from my perspective, just like watching it so far, I feel like he will eventually get back to being himself. He's obviously come off a bit of an injury layoff. So I feel like, but then there's going to have to be that changing of the guard. I feel like that's the reason why they made this move. They're looking for the future. LeBron is 40 years old. He is not the future of the franchise. You've got a young coach. You need to have your, this is the Lakers. This is one of the premier franchises in the league. You're going to need a star to lead them into the next generation. And Luka at 25, they looked at as that guy that they could get. The fact that they were able to obtain him even to this day, it still blows my mind. I can't believe that a trade like that can happen in the NBA. So right now, it's like teething problems. There's always going to be an adjustment period. But CM highlighted a great point. What's going to happen in terms of this contract extension? He's obviously missing out. He's missed out on the Supermax because he got traded. So he's lost tens of millions of dollars.
I extend nothing, man. I come out Miami, man. I'm telling my
yeah, you down there. Relax. Don't start because
right.
I mean, look, no, actually, Chino, hold that thought because you mentioned it on Sunday. You mentioned it on Sunday when we was on stream, yeah. So you can jump in with your thoughts on that actually because it's quite interesting. Let me finish this off, right? They have to convince them. They have to convince him, like CM said. They have to convince him that this is your long-term place. We're gonna pay you this money. You've got the keys to the franchise now. LeBron is basically out the door. We don't know what his situation is. He probably has one more year and he'll retire, right? We're not competing for a championship right now, but we're gonna build a roster around you as the leading focal point, and we're gonna make a run for a championship in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years.
Yo.
But Gino, what's your thoughts on this, bro? Like, because now you're talking like, he might not stay. He can come to Miami, no state tax.
Yo, ain't no might not stay. He's definitely coming to Miami, bro.
So tell us why.
Because Pat Riley will retire at the end of this season because he's a bitch. And Dragic would join the Miami coaching staff, and Spo and Dragic will get him there, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Spo losing his ex-wife definitely took the playbook with her, bro. Cause Spo been stinky lately. Like since that divorce, she definitely asked for the playbook in the divorce settlement, bro. Cause oh boy. I'll be like, Spo, what is this? Are you drawing up, bro? Like, that place stink, bro. Like, well, I don't know. But no, Luka is definitely coming to Miami, bro. Yo, mark my words, bro. What's today? Like, check it, bro. Check it. I'm not even...
20th of February, 2025, Chino has said, Luka Doncic will be a Miami Heat.
All right. Yo, listen.
Later.
Listen. All of my illegal friend them that be making the illegal jersey right now, fix me up a Miami Vice jersey with Luka on it, bro. 77, bro. Let me get that, bro.
On the back.
Let me get that, bro. I'm telling y'all, bro. Luka coming to Miami, bro. And his first playoff series dropping 77 on the Celtics, bro. Stop playing with it. Don't play with it.
All right.
Don't play with it.
Look, the second part to this, right? Do you think that AD going the other way, right, makes Dallas the winners of the trade as of right now? So let me start off it, right? Because I've been waiting to throw my opinion on this, right? So just see if you can follow what I'm saying. So with AD going to that team, right? Dallas, obviously, after the year that they had last year, they had a great run to the finals last year, but then they get to the finals, they couldn't lay a glove on the Celtics. In the organization, they would be looking at it from a perspective of, we've had 7 years of Luka. We've been to a conference finals twice, only won once, and got to a finals, and that's what we've sniffed of the championship.
Is it one conference final? Is it 2 or 3?
I thought it was 2. I thought
it was 3.
I'm not sure. I think it's
anyways.
But yeah, so that's what it is. And then it's like they brought Kristaps Porzingis to the fray. They've had Jalen Brunson let him walk, right? And they've not been able to find a combination that's worked. And Kyrie obviously is now there. pushes them over the hump. I think he was very key in that playoff run. To be honest with you, he was maybe more pivotal than Luka. To be honest, right? Because he has that experience. He knows how to get deep into the playoffs. But now they've moved off of him and they said, let's bring in AD. AD is 31, will be 32 in March. Klay Thompson obviously was a pickup in the offseason. He's 35. Yeah. Kyrie is 32, right?
Kyrie bag is deep, you know.
So those three are all championship winners, right? So they have the experience. They know how to navigate through a playoff series. AD now gets to play the 4 because they have so much depth at the 5 position with Daniel Gafford. I know there's some injuries right now, but I'm just looking at it from when everybody's healthy. You've got Daniel Gafford, Derek Lively, and Dwight Powell as your 3 centers.
Hey, hold on, real quick. Let me give you about a joke real quick. This is pertaining to basketball. Somebody asked about gay son or a thought daughter, right? So, person say gay son was the only correct answer ever. And then somebody say a gay son could turn out to be a $220 million NBA player. Karl Anthony Towns for reference. Big Purr.
Hey, why are you doing this, bro?
Oh man, that's crazy.
You need to stop this, bro. I don't understand, bro.
Crazy. Oh boy.
Hey, get off Big Purr, brother. He's been hooping in New York, though. I can't lie.
Nah, you know what? Chino, you're a waste man, you know. Because as soon as Chino said that, for some reason, did you man see that specific video of the way he reacts to like when he thinks he gets fouled?
Yeah. I've seen that video.
I'm not even gonna say no more.
I ain't got that to say, bro. Chino, you got the street for. But let me get back to it. So yeah, Dallas team is constructed in a way that with AD and if they're healthy, they are a big threat in the West, in my opinion. That's if they're healthy, because you've got, and I feel like they made the move because they were like, we just want to win now. So we were close, we couldn't get over the hump. We bring in AD, we're basically there. If he's healthy, we're basically there. Because now Kyrie gets a far larger usage of the ball. He plays the 1. Then obviously Klay can move from a 3 to a 2. PJ Washington in the 3, AD in the 4, Gafford in the 5. And they're interchangeable if you need to. But that, as a starting 5 now, is lethal. In their eyes, like on paper, it looks lethal. In their eyes, that's why they made the move. So that's why I think in this current setup with them all healthy, they are winning the trade as of right now. We don't know how it's going to look for the Lakers. We know they need a center. They had that trade rescinded with Mark Williams, and it's now come out today that he didn't fail his physical. There's been so many people that's consulted, so there's something else that we didn't need to find out about that situation and all of the fallout behind that. So what do you think?
You know them Hornets, man, be smoking them weed.
I mean, that place is...
Bro, you know what, bro? I'm not gonna lie.
The criminality in that place...
Yeah, I'm bro, seriously, I do not want to do another trade with the Hornets, bro. Like
Terry Rozier.
That Terry Rozier trade ruined my life.
Man, them should just held on to Kyle Lowry, bro.
That big fat stinking sour Kyle Lowry.
Brother. What do you think? As of right now, due to that trade with AD coming into Dallas, are they winning the trade as of right now?
I mean, you could say yeah, but is AD gonna be healthy for how long?
Already out with adductor injury, right?
Yeah.
Yep. One of the ones he be seeing all the time. So there we go.
That's it. Like, bro, you said on paper, but
Mm.
paper could like everything on paper looks amazing until that paper's ripped in half,
Especially when it got
and then it
a Benjamin on it, a Benjamin face on it.
listen, yeah, hey,
Yeah, that's
listen,
up.
everything looks good on paper until it's ripped in half, ripped in quarters, ripped in eights, 16s, whatever you want to say. Like, I there's a small part of my mind that understands where the Dallas organization is coming from in terms of wanting to compete for a championship in the short term. But there's a big part of my mind saying you're taking a massive risk here because Kyrie has had a history of injuries, in the last few years in the postseason. Anthony Davis, we don't need to say much more about that. We know we spoke about a healthy season last year, but the large sample size tells us that his body is not durable enough to endure the stress of a grueling postseason, long regular season postseason. Klay Thompson, he's at the point of his career where he can't really be relied upon to be one of those guys to step up on either side of the basketball for long
Bro, he's a
stretches.
walking brick.
So it's one of them things where the Dallas Mavericks have sold their future. They have sold their future for now, and they haven't even got guarantees of what's going to happen now. Not even guarantees, but a clear understanding or a belief that right now we can contend for a championship. Maybe they'll be delusionally telling themselves that in the mirror when they wake up. Nico Harrison woke up in the morning after the trade and said, "Hey man, we're a better team. We're a better team than Anthony Davis. I swear to God, we're a better team than Anthony Davis." But you're lying. You are lying to yourself. And if it doesn't
Liar.
work out for them, yeah, if it doesn't work out for them, problems are going to arise.
I think we're gonna talk about it in a little bit more detail when we move into this year. But Chino, before we move on to the next topic, what's your thoughts on this, man? Like, do you think they have won this trade for the time being? And let's speak about it in all details when they're healthy, and right now where we're seeing injuries. So all three of their centers are out except for Dwight Powell.
Okay. Okay. Yes, I do think they still have a better team than the Lakers. My concern with Luka have always been the same concern over the years, but I mean, my thing is with Luka, right? Luka could get you a triple double easy, but is it one of those empty triple double where the assist is like? Uh, for me, I like when the ball is moving. And because when the ball is moving, you put energy in the ball. And Luka is a very good scorer. And he will take a lot of energy out of the ball, but he will score. He will score. You know what I'm saying? Draw fouls and draw double teams, and that's how he get his assists and stuff like that. But when I'm looking at the chemistry now with the team, Luka and LeBron, I don't know. LeBron personally, he's the GOAT for me. I mean, I don't know nothing about that other gambling addict guy. Um, LeBron is the GOAT, so LeBron can figure it out. LeBron is one of the smartest mind basketball I've ever seen. Um, on the Dallas side, now you give AD a damn good lob threat. AD as a lob, you give Kyrie a very good lob threat that can pick and pop like in the middle, like those range where Bosch used to get his money from the mid range. AD can pop out to those. He can come inside. Kyrie can throw it up there for him. Kyrie can throw it from anywhere and get it to him. We've seen him did one. The chemistry would definitely be good.
You got the floor spacers over there. If you put PJ Washington in the corner, stuck Clay in the other corner, and then you have AD and Kyrie and somebody else out there. Now you clear the lane for AD to just dominate down low and eat. You feel me? But the thing is, the only thing why that's hesitant for me to be like, yes, Dallas outright won the trade is AD health. Is the ability, like Anthony Davis, would like if let's be honest, for me personally, AD have always been one of my favorite until all the injuries. I'm like, bro, you need to stay healthy. But if Anthony Davis didn't have all these injuries, bro, we will talk about AD like there's no doubt he will go down as a Hall of Fame. To me, he definitely should. I think. Um, there's no doubt we will be putting him in top fives with guys like. I mean, some people might already have him there, but we'll put him in top five with guys like Tim Duncan and Chuck. You know what I'm saying? People like that, because that's the talent, the ability when he's healthy. That's how he play. When Anthony Davis is healthy at his best, like we've seen in New Orleans, there's no one that can guard him.
Mm.
There's nothing he can't do as a power forward. You know what I'm saying? Like we know this. We've seen it in the Olympics. We've seen it in the Olympics. They were I mean, that's the Olympic, but they were starting the big fat clown from Cameroon, whatever, and then friend, whatever he is,
What?
and he was trash. And then when AD and Bam come in, that's when Team USA would change the game, and AD will be going off. And people was like, Lakers fans were like, yo, go get Bam. Go get Bam. We need to get another center next to AD. That's what he's been screaming for. That's what he needs. We know that's what Anthony Davis want. We all knew that's what he want from his whole career with the Lakers. That's what he's been asking for, because before he got there, he did have one. He had Boogie Cousins until the injuries to both of them. You see what I'm saying? AD does not want to play the five, and I don't think he should, because you get the best out of him as a four, and it's the same for Bam. You get the best out of them guys as a four on the defense and on the offense, because now they could pick up anybody on the defense. They could roam. They don't have to sit in the paint with the center. But long story short, yes, for now, I would say Dallas won the trade.
Fair. Well, look, let's end this show off with a bit of league roundup. So a couple of pieces of news to start off with. We've lost Victor Wembanyama for the season due to right shoulder deep vein thrombosis, which I believe is a blood clot in simple terms. He's been suffering with it at least for a few weeks. And I remember watching like a bit of the game against the Celtics, and he was gassed in the second quarter. And I was like, why is he so tired? And I feel like that has really been affecting him for a few weeks. So, I mean, like, credit to him, because he must have been playing through some pain, especially like All-Star game and all sorts of stuff, and, the skills challenge and all of that. So, but now they've lost him for the season. And I was thinking with the De'Aaron Fox trade, it might have pushed them to maybe be a playing team for this season, but I don't think they'll be able to do it now. They really need Wemby to get to that position. So get well soon, Wemby. And then another piece of news that came out that was quite surprising today: Bobby Portis Jr. has been suspended for 25 games due to a failed drugs test, where it looks as if he's had a mix-up of some medicines and the banned substance and the one that he's taken. So 25 games.
They be capping.
It's interesting, isn't it? Like, this is the thing I wonder when a player or an athlete gets done for doping, right? And then they always have an excuse. Oh, I picked up the wrong medicine. I tried the wrong medicine. I did this, but it's like, I don't think it's like, the difference between one or the two. I just be wondering, in someone like Bobby Portis' case, it's like, why are you taking them? You're a bench guy, so it's like there's no need for you to be taking anything to, like I don't understand.
Am I wrong in saying that something similar happened to Tristan Thompson?
Yeah,
Tristan Thompson thing might have been some Viagra, bro.
And he and that was happening when he.
Hey, you need to chill. Chill. You need to chill. Bro.
Hey,
you see how he tried to sneak it as well? Like he tried to sneak it as well. You need to chill, bro.
Nah, this is peak. But hey, the Bobby Portis thing, yeah, it's like, so by my understandings, he said that the person that was sorting out his medicine mixed up to that, started with a T. Yeah. I don't know if they really had similar names like that, but that was the excuse that was given. But it's like,
well, he took tadalafil.
Let me
wait.
No, look, Google. Go ahead, Google tadalafil.
I don't want to do that, man. Yeah, man.
Let me read the statement. Yeah, let me read the statement.
He was like, "No, I'm not doing this. Let's move on."
Bro, he said, "I'm devastated for Bobby right now because he made an honest mistake, and the ramifications of it are incredibly significant. Bobby unintentionally took a pain medication called tramadol, thinking he was taking a pain medication called Toradol. Okay, Toradol is an approved pain medication that he has used previously, and that teams and players use for pain and inflammation at times. Tramadol, however, is not an approved pain medication and was just recently added to the banned substance. So this past spring, the tramadol pill he took came from an assistant of his, which with a valid prescription for the painkiller. So that's strange. An assistant with a valid prescription, and that was given to Bobby Portis. So he mistakenly told Bobby was Toradol. So the assistant mistakenly told him that he gave him Toradol, but he gave him tramadol.
Mind you, yeah, like the thing about it is that usually, if you're like, I know that some guys in the league have their own medical team, innit? Like, or sports science team, whatever you want to call it. But I'm thinking to myself, not somebody like him. Do you know what I mean? Like, usually someone in his position, a sick man, would just rely on the doctors and medical staff within your own team. It's guys, the stars like Luka's got his own team, and I know Tatum's got his own team of people. They work with the Celtics. Like, all the stars have their own set of people. So you can understand if something like this would happen. And even then, I don't think it would, because they're going to be so detailed, like to the point where they're never going to mix up something like that. So an assistant, what do you need an assistant for? I don't want to, like, is your life that busy, like to the point where you can't take your own medicines and you can't pick them up? Like, I don't know. It's kind of weird to me. But he's getting punished 25 games. It's kind of a steep one because that's basically his regular season done, I think.
Regular people have assistants, bro.
No, they better not. That's just costing you a lot of money, bro. You might as well just learn to organize yourself, bro, because that's kind of crazy to me. Because that assistant will be starting to do all sorts of madness. Look, the assistant has cost him 25 games. What do you mean? That's crazy. Like, come on, man.
So now you want someone to be jobless, bro? Man.
Wait. I didn't say they should lose their job. And yeah, you see, relax. Talking about Ineos now. Relax.
Yeah. They're the ones that pay them, bro. They pay guy, bro.
Man, like Rowcliffe.
This guy, man.
You don't want no one to lose their job. Losing your job is not nice.
Madness, bro.
But fam, an assistant costs you 25 games. You're not getting paid for that. Like, it's peak. Like, that's his regular season done now. And then, like, basically, innit? And then
because after All-Stars, about
30 games.
It's about 30 games, so his regular season is basically done, and like it's all because of a mix-up from one person. It's like he might have to fire her for that, bro, or him for that, because it's crazy. Like
it's a really bad mistake to make, isn't it?
It's a bad mistake to make. I'm just saying, like it's crazy, but
big
anyway,
man thing.
We'll leave that there, innit? Right, to round off the show, I want to hear from you guys, yeah, and Chino, be serious when I ask this question. Be serious, yeah.
Why the man telling me to be serious, bro?
Be serious, because look, I want to hear your perspective about your team's, you know, kind of running towards the end of the regular season and what the outlook looks like. How do you feel they're going to fare between now and the end of the regular season, and how does that look forward to the playoffs and beyond? So I'm going to start off with CM. Talk to me about OKC so far, what you're expecting over these next 30 or so games, and then how it's looking going into the playoffs and all that.
I think more of the same, but a lot of the time when it comes to the running, you want to see a form of preparation when it comes to the end of the regular season. You'd expect OKC, just based off of how they've been this campaign, to continue winning, to continue playing at a high level. But, you know, we were speaking prior to going live, and I was saying I did have a few concerns. And, you know, you start to kind of work on the things you want to do in the postseason in those final few games of the regular season, where you have opportunities to tweak when positions are finalized and so forth. So if OKC get that opportunity, they're gonna have to start doing it with Mike, you know, Dagnall and the team and everybody else preparing, hopefully fully healthy at that point, or as healthy as can be. But yeah, I don't have many concerns when it comes to OKC seeing out this regular season. It all comes to this postseason because, like I said to you, bro, this is really the first postseason where there are lofty expectations being put on this young core. And, you know, it can go one or two ways. It can go up here, or it can kind of go down there, and then all of a sudden the media kind of like, well, they're a good team, but they're not ready yet. So, you know, I'm not, you know, concerned about those narratives per se, because I feel like, especially when you have a young core, any experience is a good experience that you can learn from. But, you know, when it comes to factors like SGA and his free throws and so forth, we have seen in postseason scenarios where teams are able to take away certain aspects of your game. How do you respond? How do other guys like J-Dub step up, for example, and be more consistent in being a co-star, or, you know, part of a three if you include Chet Holmgren? How do those guys around the team, the ecosystem, step up and support those stars as well, and also do well for themselves? Those are the questions that I have heading into the postseason. But as it goes for the rest of the regular season, I think it will be a comfortable conclusion.
That's an interesting kind of roundup, bro. Because like I feel like with OKC, I'm not surprised per se, because last year they got to
let me ask you, man, this real quick.
Go on, man.
Who have more aura, me or Shet? Or Shay?
It's Shay, brother. Shay 100%.
Fuck you.
Hey, Chino, man, we gotta see the drip game, bro. We just see the gym clips.
Shay got it, bro. Shay got it. You ain't seen that video floating around on the internet, bro. Shay got it, bro. But yeah, like I think with OKC, they last year, how they got to that number one seed, it's not. It really couldn't have been. I don't think it was that much of a surprise. I think with the young team being led by someone like Shay, because like Shay's got a lot of experience, and his experience helped lead them into that position. The young guys just went with him, and I feel like he is the leader. He's the captain of that team. Everybody's going to go with him, and with the pieces that he's added, right? And the fact that there's another year under the belt for some of these guys, what we're seeing right now shouldn't really be a surprise. Chino said this about 3-4 years ago. Like he was saying that OKC are the team, they're coming. Like he said this even before the media picked up on it and all of that type of stuff. So right now, seeing where they're at, you shouldn't be surprised. I think the manner in which they're doing it, you're dominating, right? You're on course to getting I don't know, 68 wins this year, potentially. I don't know. Like, could be something crazy like that. So it's kind of historic what you're doing right now, like in terms of just like net rating, offensively. You're doing really well. So I think it's gonna be interesting. I feel like the issue now for me is when the playoffs hit, right? You've got through your first round hump easily last year against New Orleans, and you got to Dallas in it, and it kind of fell apart there. Are you going to make it to the conference finals? That's where we're looking and we're looking at it. And this is why I said I think the challenges to OKC in the Western Conference is going to be Denver if fully healthy, or Dallas if fully healthy. Those are your two threats, in my opinion. I can't really see much happening elsewhere because all of the teams, I mean, big up to Memphis, that but Ja's been in and out this year with injury, right? But they're still in a really good position. Big up to Houston as well, young team. They'll make the playoffs, but it's their first year as a group together. Defensively, they're great. Offensively, not so much. Minnesota, they've been struggling since the cap trade. They're trying to find themselves. They've got themselves a bit of consistency now, but it's a bit too late for them, despite the fact that they got to a conference finals last year. So they'll take that experience. It'll be interesting to see how it develops in the playoffs. Phoenix are out of the picture. I'm sorry. It's done for them. Golden State is a bit of an interesting one. Chino mentioned it on Sunday. With Jimmy Butler there, you can't really count out Steph Curry. Have they kind of extended their runway a little bit? It's an interesting one for me, right, with them. But I don't think they're challenging. They're in a better position. They're more competitive. I don't think they're challenge worthy just yet, or even for the foreseeable future. And then the Clippers. I mean, it's all right. Like, Harden is hooping, but I don't think they've got enough to challenge anyone, really, to be honest. So, yeah, I think you got two challenges there in Denver and Dallas. But yeah,
one of these days, you just reminded me about something. One of these days, we might have to have a conversation about Philly.
Yeah, it's peak. Next week we'll talk about it next week. It's on the agenda for next week for sure. We'll talk about that. But Chino, Miami, it's not all over just yet. It's not.
305 alive.
Andrew Wiggins is there. Tyler Hero, 3-point contest champion.
Mayu, shut the fuck up.
Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo's gonna get married. Asia Wilson.
Hear me out. Tyler really ruined my life, bro. Like, man ran me off Twitter, bro. Man slid into my DMs, bro. I be getting in so much trouble, bro. Like, celebrities be blocking me on Twitter, bro. Like sliding in my DMs, telling me like anytime I catch that guy though, I'm definitely taking one of his ACL. But nah, Wiggins. You know what's crazy though? Wiggins is having a good season this season.
Yeah, he's
pretty solid decent for the Warriors.
He's been decent this year.
The rest of stuff, bro, we're not doing nothing, bro. I'm not even about to waste my breath and talk about them.
But I think you might be in the playoff picture. I don't think you'll be a playing team, though. I don't think you're going to be a playing team. I think you might come in top 6. There's a chance. Like, I don't think it's over. Like, I think you get top 6. Maybe 6th place, probably.
I think so too, but we ain't gonna do nothing. Like,
well, it gives you a better play. Like, you may face New York round 1. Do you know what I mean? And that's a good rivalry as well. Like, try and relive some old school memories, even a couple of years ago when you got to the finals.
Bro, every time we play New York, we beat them up. That's
what I'm saying. So that could be your first round, and then second round, it's like could be a Milwaukee. You don't know, innit? Like, it's one of the. It's like, I feel like you have enough because of how bad a lot of the teams in the East have been to get a 6th place. Like, that's what I think anyway. What do you think, Sia?
Miami, man. Well, what can I say about Miami, bro? Like, yeah, There'll always be a decent team.
The weather's nice.
The weather's nice. Miami is a sweet holiday destination. I hear. I've never been there, but I hear it's a lovely holiday destination. A lot of things happen in Miami,
Lots of
and they,
Cubanos.
you know what I mean. But I can't take them seriously. I'm trying to say things. I'm trying to convey my emotions right now when it comes to Miami, because they're actually up there with one of the organizations that I've watched over the years, and you know, with the runs that they've been on in the Jimmy Butler era. Now that's over, of course, and all of the foolishness that went on in regarding the news and Kevin Love being being the team's comedian, bro.
That's crazy.
Unserious.
Crazy.
The organization is unserious, man.
Crazy.
And I don't know what's next, because you had when the Jimmy Butler trade went down, I kind of went into reflective mode, and I was like, you had so many opportunities to double down. You know, I don't think anybody was really expecting the Jimmy Butler era of Miami Heat basketball to be as successful as it was. 2 finals berths, right? I think it was 2 finals berths, right? Yeah. I don't think people were at that point really expecting it to be that successful, but that it was. The first time it happened in the bubble, you had an opportunity to say, listen, we've got a star in Jimmy Butler. We've got a supporting cast, but we need something more. We need to boost it. And there were the opportunities. We've sat here many a times on the podcast of Chino shouting the name of Damian Lillard. You know what I mean? There's been the Bradley Bills in the past. There's been all of these names sprinkled around like so, but they haven't pulled the trigger. So when I look at the Jimmy Butler era, I'm not really thinking about the way it ended. I'm thinking about the fact that it truly never even started in terms of its full potential. So now Miami's in a position as a franchise where they kind of need to sit back, reflect, and rebuild. But how is that rebuild going to be down the line when you're trying
tank and get Cooper Flag? Tank.
I heard he's not going. I heard he might be returning to college next season, which is interesting.
I think he's lying.
Yeah,
I think he's lying
because I feel like the team he doesn't want to go to.
Yeah, unless it's like Washington. I don't think he wants to go to Washington. If that's the case, do you know what I mean?
Boy, nobody returning.
You'd want to be in Washington, man.
If you're the number 1 pick, like what?
Yeah, I don't think he wants to.
Bro, Wemby got blood clots.
Yeah, but we said this.
Man,
the thing about it is I actually like what they ended up with though after the trade. You get Wiggins. Yeah. You didn't lose too much, right?
Yeah.
You didn't lose that much. So it's like, okay, there's actually a platform to build from there, as opposed to like Chino saying tank. Because you've got young pieces like Jovic, Kelly Ware, who else? Jaime, he's not really young, but like he's young in terms of the league, right? You have them 3, bam. I know you don't want to hear this, Chino, but Tyler Hero's there. So you didn't need to let go of him, and then you've got Wiggins too. So it's like there's no superstar there, but there's pieces. So it's like you could move off of somebody and bring in somebody, or
let me tell you this.
Go on.
A plate full of turd is not a 5-star fucking meal, okay? A plate full of turd of pieces of turd is not a 5-star meal. Yeah?
Listen, you started again. You might have a plate of bully beef and rice, you know what I mean?
No, I want curry goat and rice and peas with veggies and carrot juice.
Oh my days, man.
Yeah, I mean that's what you know. That's literally what Miami is. You know, buddy beef and rice, a little bit of cabbage on the side, bro. But why did you get the curry goat when you could have got the curry goat?
Trust me, you had chances to. I mean, we're not even gonna go into that, man. We know why. We know why. All right, let me round it off. Celtics, second in the East, behind the Cavs. I'm very comfortable. The reason why is because we've had some injuries this year to a lot of the players.
He's run through Cleveland now.
It don't. We beat them twice this year in 3 games. Right, last game out, we smoked them on the road. We haven't had a great home record this season, albeit we've lost 9 and won 17. Last year, I think all in the regular season, I think we lost 4 games at home, right? So it's not been great. Net rating wise, we're still top 5 defensively and offensively in the league, and we're only 4 games back on where we were this point last season. So it's not that bad. And then when I look at the East, I'm like, I don't really see any trouble. We've beaten Milwaukee 3 times this year. We've beaten New York twice. We've beaten Cleveland twice, as I've mentioned. I do think that our path to another championship this year will be a lot harder than it was last year. We played 24 games, I believe, in its entirety last year in the playoffs. We won 20, lost 4. I don't think it's going to make the same shape. I think there'll be some games, there should be some series where it'll be extended a little bit more. But I'm not worried. I think if it was to end to if it was to end right now, we'd have a series with Orlando Magic in the first round. I think they're a great team. They've missed Banchero for a large part of the season. They're a very awkward team to play against, but I think we have enough to beat them in pretty simply. And then you go to a second round, potentially against a New York, for example. I think we'll beat them, no problem. They got a great starting 5 when everybody's healthy, but beyond that, in terms of depth, you can't really trust them, I don't think. And then if we was to face Cleveland in the conference final, I think we have enough to beat them. Great years for Darius Garland and Evan Mobley specifically. They've really stepped up a lot to help Donovan Mitchell. We know what Donovan Mitchell can do. But then I'm not so sure what's going to happen with some of shout out Jarrett Allen as well. He's had a great year too. I'm not so sure where some of the other pieces are going to come into play. This Ty Jerome, he may have a great night. Max Strus may have a great night. Can they bring it all together? Where I know my Celtics team in them high pressure moments, they always bring it. Drew Holiday hasn't looked so great, but I guarantee you, he's just preparing himself for that 16, 20, whatever game, how many games run in the playoffs. I know that Kristaps, the main thing is trying to keep him as healthy as possible. Went down in round 1 against Miami last year. We didn't see him again until the finals. I think if we want to win a championship, he's going to be very pivotal to that. So he has to stay healthy. So it's going to be interesting how we manage him towards the end of the season. But I'm comfortable, man. Banner 19. I feel like we're on the run to that right now.
That's your 1 championship for the next 10 years, bro.
Nah, I feel like we're here, man. We're here to stay. It's next season where I'm not so sure where we end up next year, because now that's where the team becomes super expensive, and I don't know. That's up to the front office to deal with that. But as for right now, go get that 19th banner. I think we're ready for that one again. I told you, the 3 main threats out the West for me to our championship aspirations: OKC, Dallas, and I keep forgetting this other team. The Mavericks, Dallas, and Denver. Those 3 are my threats out West. If we meet them in a final situation, who knows how it's gonna go? I don't know. But as of right now, banner 19, I'm ready for it, man. I'm ready. We here. Let's go. What do you man think? Any thoughts before we wrap this up?
The Celtics are the Celtics, man. Reigning champs for a reason. You're not worried. And you understand why. Sometimes
they're only reigning champs because Jimmy got hurt, bro.
This is why Jimmy's in Golden State. You see, because of the way you're talking, this is why he's in Golden State. He started all this nonsense. You remember? They caught him outside and he was talking to somebody. I don't know who it was. And he said, with New York will be home. Celtics will be home. Now you are in Golden State. Pat Riley said, you need to shut your mouth. And he sent you packing, mate. So Chino, don't
You
start.
know what? I'm just gonna say something because you sounding like very Jim Ratcliffe right now.
Say what you need to say, bro.
No, I'm gonna get Dr. Umar on you right now because you babbling that.
Hey, he said, I'm gonna bring the Boston back in the Celtics.
Hey, I told you. You see, because you're talking like Jimmy, bro. You need to relax. He gone. Like, we moving forward. Are we tanking Cooper flag stakes? Like, are you and Washington competing? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know right now. But yeah, I'm not worried, bro. I feel like it's like the East is ours unless injuries occur. That's how I feel. Because we've been struggling with injuries. Drew Holiday's been out for games. Jaylen Brown's been out for games. Tatum's had a couple of rest nights. But then, like, you look at that bench. Peyton Pritchard's had a season. He's 6th man of the year. Like, so this is why you can't really worry. And, you know, like, I've watched Sam Hauser this year. He's had a lot of injuries himself, but he'll be on a shooting slump. Then he'll come back for a random game and hit 5 threes. And you're like, okay, he's back. So it's like, you just can't keep the team down. Al Horford will have a game where he's hitting like 5 threes every now and again. Like, you know what he can do defensively. Still at the ripe old age, I think, 38, 39 now. Like, I feel like we're in a good position. We're in a good spot. Like, even I don't think we'll get number 1 seed. I think it's Cleveland's to take because they're 5 and big games ahead now. So it's like, I think they have it for the conference, but it's fine. I think even this year we're the best team on the road in the NBA. So it's like, I don't think the team would even mind, you know, not having home court advantage like how they did all of last year in the playoffs. Because that's a bit more pressure to win in front of your home fans. I won't even lie. When you're on the road, you go into their cauldron, but you can just lock in and really frustrate the fans, right? Playing for the Celtics on that big stage, having to win. Last year was difficult because there was games where it was like round game 1 in the conference finals against Indiana, you're thinking, the game's lost, and then Jaylen Brown hits that 3 and then takes it to overtime. Like, it's pressure to win at home, and I feel like the team has struggled with it over the years, like, as they've gotten to this point. But maybe this time they want to do it all on the road. I wonder if it's going to be the case, but we'll see. We'll see. But anyway, people, it's been a good show. We're back. A lot more to discuss, obviously, next week. Big up to man like Chino, big up to man like CM. Let the people know where they can find you before we get out of here.
Yes. You can find me over at CM22ENT on YouTube. Weekly videos, United Twins, speaking about Manchester United, everything revolving around Manchester United. Me and Cappy break it down, man. There's a lot of stuff going on right now, so no doubt leading into that Everton game. It's gonna be an interesting weekend. So yeah, man. Make sure you're supporting Pros Only Sports because I know Ronan's got things locked up, ready to go, ready to release, man. Projects ready to go.
For sure.
It's all about timing, man.
Big up yourself. Come on, bro. Chino, let people know where they can find you because they say they ran you off the socials, you know. Tyler Hero ran you off the socials now.
They can find me in their mom's bedroom, man, just chilling.
Hey, no. You know what? We're not doing that because Chino, I got intel from a certain somebody. And where is your channel, big man?
You talk to Mumsy.
Yeah.
It's coming. Let me just sort some things out.
Chino,
say no more.
We're gonna be asking you every week, bro, until this happens, bro. Until we finally see it. So don't duck the smoke, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'll big up Chino, man, as well. Hey, look, we'll be back next week. Also, stay locked in on the channel. There'll be content coming out over the next few days, so stay locked in on that. I'm back trying to be consistent for the rest of this year on everything.
People go find Mark Ken channel and tell him he's a batty boy.
Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Like those views are Chino's only. I'm not involved. CM is not involved in any of those things. We plead the what is it in America, bro? Plead the fifth, brother. I'm not speaking. No statements. No
you
comment.
See how ASAP Rocky got bust case and leapt into the crowd. Yeah, I don't want to be involved.
That's not gonna be me. I'm not leaping into my wife's arms because of an acquittal. Please, it's all on Chino. Hey, but everyone, make sure you're hitting the like button, subscribe button as well if you're new. Hit the notification bell. We are out, people. Peace.